Hello everyone, Joy Kakovic, Norwax Independent Consultant here, and we're talking about food prep, healthy, safe food prep, and everything that your kitchen absolutely needs and every chef absolutely wants. So we are talking about some great items, but one specifically that is the perfect gift for wedding showers, bridal showers, wedding gifts, Christmas gifts, birthday gifts. I mean, it is an amazing gift. Hey there, hello. Make sure you say hello as you're tuning in. So let's get started. I was having some difficulty with my camera, and so unfortunately I'm like, I got to get going here. So you can't see anything that's on my countertop, so I do apologize for that. But I want to talk about a couple things that help us with our fruits and veggies and making sure that they are healthy and safe. So we'll get started with these two great products first. It's our fresh produce wash and our veggie and fruit scrub cloth. So we've had the veggie and fruit scrub cloth for many years in our line. Hey Susie, I actually got it a little bit wet so you can kind of see where I put a little bit of water on it. But this is my 6.5-year-old veggie and fruit scrub cloth, you guys. Isn't that awesome? I use it pretty much every single day. I keep it on just like a little knob right by my kitchen sink. So I can easily grab it. So it's got a soft microfiber side, and then it has a scrubby side. So the soft side is for stuff like your apples, your limes, your lemons, your tomatoes, anything with kind of a softer flesh. And I got a couple of them because I want you to be able to see what they look like in the before stage. Because when you're using your veggie and fruit scrub cloth, you're essentially grabbing off any of the waxes, the oils from people's hands, the dust from the travel, when it was in the truck or when it was in the store, and any pesticides if you're not buying organic. So this is what these two look like. I'll go ahead and clean this one here. So I would use the soft side, the microfiber side for this. And typically I'd probably have my cloth maybe just a little bit more wet, but I didn't want to have it dripping since I'm not over my sink. But I just kind of grab it. I'm right-handed, so I'm using my right hand to really grab that stuff off, and my left hand I'm using to kind of just move it around. So you can see how much prettier the clean one is. Isn't that awesome? So this thing is obviously built to last, but is going to really, really help keep all that icky stuff off of your fruits and veggies. So the scrubby side, this is what you'll grab for like potatoes, carrots, things that have kind of that tougher skin and can handle just a little bit more of an abrasion. Sometimes if I'm in a really big hurry, I'll just get my apple wet, for example, and I'll take my cloth dry and wipe all that stuff off. But most of the time, I get it a little bit wet or maybe all the way wet, just depending on what I'm doing. But again, look at the difference. Clean, not clean. So I am not eating any of the gunk. And I'll clean off the outsides of my banana peels and like clementines, anything I'm going to puncture into that could potentially then get onto my fruit, I still clean that stuff off as well, even if it has a peel. So this is the veggie and fruit scrub cloth, an absolute must. Now the difference between these two things really is just what you're cleaning. So I could use the fresh produce wash for my apples, for my outsides of my oranges or clementines or lemons or limes or things like that. But the veggie and fruit scrub cloth really is designed for those types of fruits and then vegetables. This is more for like the small things or like the leafy greens. So if I had grapes or strawberries or blueberries, I don't want to like use a cloth to individually clean those. I mean, it would take me way too long. I mean, I'd burn calories. That's a good thing, right? But I don't want to spend that much time cleaning those things. So what I would do is I'd get out a bowl. I'd spray like 3 or 4 sprays onto those berries or those grapes. Add a little water, let them soak, and then I would just rinse it off. So this thing lasts a really long time. Just a little bit goes a long way. Obviously, it depends on how much you're cleaning. But just a few sprays, let it soak in water, then rinse it out, and then you can maybe grab your kitchen towel to pat it dry if you want to, or You can just go ahead and grab it out of the bowl and eat it, depending on what you're using that for. So both of these are very safe. This is biodegradable, super safe formula, no harmful ingredients or chemicals of any kind, and it's a plant-based fresh produce wash. No parabens, SLS, SLES, or phthalates. So really what that's saying is the stuff that you might be getting at the grocery store has exactly the ingredients we've been talking about that you don't want to eat or have on your skin or have anywhere near you. So if you use a fresh produce wash, please read the ingredients. If you're not sure if it's safe or not, go ahead and take a picture of the ingredients and post it and let me see. Let me see what it looks like, and I can evaluate it for you. That is what I am here for. All right, so now, last but not least, I want to talk about the best idea for any kind of gift, and that is our cutting boards. This is the large one, and this one is brand new. And I'm going to compare it to the small one. The small one really isn't very small. And this one is my 4.5-year-old one. So I'll hold the two together here so you can kind of see the difference in size. Whoops. So it's about a couple inches on either side for the larger one. You can see that my older one here has maybe just a little bit of, I don't know, kind of discoloration in spots, maybe a little bit darker in spots. But it still looks amazing. And this is made of natural rice husks. It has an awesome silicone grip on the bottom so it doesn't move around at all when you're using it. It's hefty. It's sturdy. It's built to last, but it is actually biodegradable. So if at any point you wanted to throw your cutting board away, you could, and over time it will break down and it will biodegrade. It is dishwasher safe, and this is why it's so important for us to think about our cutting boards. Traditional cutting boards, whether you are cutting into wood or cutting into plastic, you end up eating the wood and the plastic that you're cutting into. And because you're cutting into those boards, it becomes this breeding ground for bacteria. And that's why so many people say, okay, this is my cutting board for raw meats, and this is my cutting board for vegetables or fruits, right? You want to keep them separate because of that potential for bacteria. You're not going to have that with the Norwax cutting board because it's not going to leave those grooves in the cutting board itself. And of course, you're not cutting into anything harmful either. So it's built to last, it's built to perform, and it's not going to harbor bacteria. So one evening I might be using this for raw chicken. I'll wash it, and the next morning I'll grab it and I'll use it for fruit. You know, I have no issues with that at all. So the silicone grip makes it super, super nice so it stays in place. And you can throw this in the dishwasher or you can hand wash it, whatever you prefer. They're honestly the best cutting boards you could ever purchase. And they'll be the last cutting boards you would purchase. Again, here's a peek at the difference in size so that you can see. But the small is something that I grab all the time. I grab the large one when I'm cutting up a lot of different things, and I kind of create like little stations. I've even used this as, because it's so pretty, I've used it as like a charcuterie board and put things on it. I love that it's got this little divot in here for any juices that are running out so that it's not just flying all over the countertop. It's amazing. Anytime I give it as a gift, people constantly praise me, like for years. I love those cutting boards you got me. I can't get over how great that cutting board is. And it's like they constantly have to tell me how awesome it is every time they see me. And that's always a good feeling. So if you want to have that good feeling, then put this on your list for some gifts for whatever's coming up. Or maybe you're that type of person who just likes to have gifts on hand. Just grab a few of these so you always have one to grab. But I hope that was informative. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you have any questions. Let's be safe and let's be healthy in our kitchen. And I'll see you next time.